What if every dollar you spent represented moments of your life, your time, your energy, your freedom, traded away? What if you discovered that the way you've been taught to think about money has quietly been robbing you of the life you truly desire? Welcome to Your Money or Your Life, a revolutionary guide that challenges the modern script of success, where we chase careers, climb ladders, and consume endlessly, only to find ourselves stuck in a loop of stress, debt, and discontent. This isn't just another book about budgeting or saving. It's a profound wake-up call to reevaluate the true cost of your lifestyle and to reclaim control of your most precious resource, your life energy. In this audiobook summary, we'll unpack a powerful 9-step program that helps you transform your relationship with money, from unconscious spending to intentional living. You'll learn how to track where your money really goes, define what enough means to you, align your values with your spending, and reach financial independence, perhaps even sooner than you imagined. Get ready to pause, reflect, and reshape your financial path, not just for wealth, but for freedom, meaning, and joy. Because this time, your life is on the line. Chapter 1: The Money Trap, the Old Roadmap for Money. Imagine waking up every morning, rushing to a job that drains you, earning money just to pay bills, accumulating more stuff, and repeating the cycle, day after day. You're not alone. This is the reality for millions who feel stuck in what can only be described as the money trap. It's a cycle that promises fulfillment through financial gain and material success, yet leaves many feeling anxious, exhausted, and strangely empty. This chapter takes a clear-eyed look at how most people are caught in an invisible system that dictates their relationship with money. From early on, society conditions us to pursue more income, bigger homes, fancier cars, and the latest gadgets. The message is subtle but persistent: your value is measured by what you earn and what you own. As a result, many people work harder and longer, often sacrificing health, relationships, and peace of mind in the process. Yet, few stop to question the assumptions behind this relentless pursuit. What if our financial habits are based on outdated values? What if the endless race for money is actually costing us the most precious resource of all, our time? At the heart of the money trap lies a deeper confusion. People often mistake earning more for living better. But financial success does not necessarily translate into a fulfilling life. Many high earners still live paycheck to paycheck, trapped by lifestyle inflation, credit card debt, and the pressure to maintain appearances. The constant stress of managing money can overshadow any joy that might come from the things it buys. This chapter introduces the idea that every dollar you spend represents moments of your life that you can never get back. It challenges readers to begin seeing money not just as currency, but as a direct trade-off with time and energy. When we spend unconsciously, without reflection or intention, we slowly give away parts of our lives without realizing what we're sacrificing. It also explores how advertising and cultural norms fuel our desire to spend. Clever marketing convinces us that happiness is only one purchase away. We're lured into equating consumption with identity, and we start believing that we are what we own. Over time, this mindset becomes deeply ingrained, pushing us further into the trap and away from the things that truly matter. The chapter doesn't offer blame, it offers clarity. It encourages us to step back and evaluate: are we living life on our own terms, or are we blindly following a map drawn by others? Are we working to live, or living to work? As the journey unfolds, a new possibility begins to emerge: a life where money serves your values instead of dictating them. A life where every financial decision reflects purpose, awareness, and freedom. And just ahead lies the first step toward that freedom: a detailed inventory that may change the way you see your time and money forever. Chapter 2: Money Ain't What It Used to Be, and Never Was. What exactly is money? Most people would say it's what we use to buy things: a paycheck, a bank balance, a handful of coins, or a stack of bills. But this chapter invites us to look deeper and realize that money isn't simply paper or digital numbers. It's a shared belief system, a symbol, a tool that carries meaning far beyond its surface value. Money, as we know it, is not real in the sense of being a physical necessity like air or water. It's an invention, an agreement among people to use it as a medium of exchange. What gives it value is not the object itself but the trust that others will accept it. This understanding begins to unravel the myths we've been told, that money is wealth, that money equals security, that more money always means a better life. Throughout history, the meaning and role of money have constantly evolved. From barter systems to gold coins, from banknotes to credit cards to digital currency, our relationship with money is shaped by culture, technology, and belief. And yet, the emotional weight we attach to money, fear, hope, shame, pride, has remained surprisingly consistent. This chapter urges listeners to examine the invisible script they've inherited about money. For many, money is tied to identity and self-worth. How much you earn can determine how much respect you receive. How little you have can affect how you see yourself. These unspoken rules often go unquestioned, leading to stress, confusion, and unhealthy behavior around finances. But what if money is only as meaningful as the meaning we give it? By demystifying money and stripping it of the emotional baggage we often carry, we begin to see it for what it really is, a tool, nothing more, nothing less. A tool that can be used consciously to build a life that aligns with your values or unconsciously to trap you in a life of striving and dissatisfaction. This chapter doesn't just redefine money, it reframes your entire relationship with it. And in doing so, it sets the foundation for a new way of thinking that challenges the old map and prepares you to create a new one. One that leads not just to financial stability but to genuine fulfillment. Chapter 3: Where is it all going? Imagine working every day, earning a steady income, and paying your bills, and yet never really knowing where all your money ends up. This is the silent reality for many. Money comes in, and money goes out, often without clarity or intention. The result is a life lived on financial autopilot, driven more by habit than purpose. This chapter pulls the curtain back on spending. It focuses on bringing awareness to how money is actually used, not how we think it's used. Small expenses add up quietly: morning coffee runs, forgotten subscriptions, and impulse buys. Over time, these seemingly minor leaks can derail even the best financial intentions. But it's not just about tracking pennies, it's about understanding patterns. At the heart of this process is a simple, powerful practice: measuring every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. Not in a judgmental way, but with the curiosity of a scientist. The goal is to reveal your financial behavior in plain sight so you can decide whether it aligns with your values, goals, and vision of a fulfilling life. This awareness often brings surprising insights. Many people discover they spend heavily on things that don't genuinely bring them joy while underinvesting in what truly matters, like relationships, health, or creative pursuits. The data tells a story, not of numbers, but of priorities, habits, and emotional drivers. Spending is never just about money, it reflects what we value, consciously or unconsciously. Once this story becomes visible, change becomes possible. Tracking doesn't restrict freedom, it creates it. With clarity, you're no longer guessing or hoping. You're choosing. And those choices can be refined over time to support a lifestyle that feels both financially responsible and emotionally satisfying. Clarity also builds confidence. Instead of fearing money or avoiding financial discussions, there's a growing sense of control. You begin to feel more like the author of your financial life, not just a passive character reacting to income and expenses. This chapter isn't about budgeting or imposing rules. It's about lighting up the path so you can walk it with eyes wide open. No shame, no guilt, just information and empowerment. Understanding where your money goes is a crucial step in transforming your relationship with it. Only when the fog clears can you begin to steer your financial life with purpose and peace of mind. And that clarity lays the foundation for everything that comes next. Chapter 4: How much is enough? The nature of fulfillment. In a world that constantly urges us to want more money, more success, more things, the question of how much is enough can feel almost radical. Yet it is one of the most essential questions anyone can ask. Without a clear answer, it's easy to fall into a cycle of endless striving, never feeling quite satisfied no matter how much is achieved or accumulated. True fulfillment doesn't come from reaching an arbitrary financial number. It stems from a deeper alignment between values, needs, and lifestyle. Many people chase wealth with the hope that one day they will feel secure, free, or happy, only to find that those feelings remain out of reach. That's because money by itself cannot define a life worth living. Enough is not a fixed point on a bank statement. It is personal. It's the amount of money and material resources that allows someone to live with dignity, comfort, and joy, without anxiety or excess. It is the balance point between having too little and being burdened by too much. When people define what enough means to them, they often discover that they need far less than they once imagined. Reaching this awareness creates space for a new kind of abundance, one rooted not in accumulation, but in contentment. With this shift in perspective, decisions about earning, spending, and saving begin to serve a clearer purpose. Life becomes less about chasing more and more about enjoying what is already present. This kind of fulfillment invites a richer experience of time, relationships, and creativity. Energy once consumed by the pursuit of more can be redirected toward passions, service, or simply rest. It's not about rejecting ambition but about anchoring ambition in something deeper than consumption. Answering the question, how much is enough, is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing practice of self-awareness. But with each step, it brings a sense of calm, control, and clarity that no paycheck alone can provide. Knowing what's enough is the beginning of financial liberation, and the path to a life that truly feels like your own. Chapter 5: Seeing Progress, Charting Your Financial Path. Progress, when it comes to money, is not always easy to measure. Unlike sudden windfalls or dramatic purchases, real financial growth often happens gradually, quietly, even invisibly. But seeing progress is essential to staying motivated and feeling empowered. Without a way to track where money is going and how it's working for you, it's easy to lose direction, even with the best intentions. Charting a financial path means turning vague goals into concrete numbers. It means looking at income, expenses, savings, and debt, not with fear or shame, but with curiosity and clarity. When these elements are regularly tracked, they become tools for building confidence rather than sources of stress. Financial awareness becomes a form of self-awareness. One simple but powerful method involves creating a monthly chart that maps total earnings against total spending. Over time, this visual representation offers a clear picture of whether you're living within your means, inching toward financial independence, or veering off course. More importantly, it turns abstract ideas into tangible realities. You begin to see the connection between everyday decisions and long-term outcomes. This process also helps illuminate patterns, both helpful and harmful. Are you consistently overspending in certain categories? Is your savings rate growing month by month? Are there income streams that could be expanded, or expenses that no longer align with your values? These insights offer gentle course corrections, helping you refine your plan without harsh judgment. Another benefit of regularly charting your progress is the psychological shift it brings. When you see even small improvements on paper, a reduction in debt, an increase in savings, it fosters a sense of momentum. That momentum, in turn, builds discipline and optimism. You begin to trust your ability to make sound choices and steer your financial life with intention. Ultimately, charting your financial path is not just about numbers. It's about reclaiming a sense of control. In a world filled with uncertainty, being able to see your progress, even if it's incremental, grounds you. It reminds you that you are not powerless. With clarity and consistency, you are moving forward. And that forward motion is the foundation of lasting financial transformation. Chapter 6: The American Dream, on a Shoestring. The American dream, home ownership, stable income, freedom from want, and a secure retirement, has long been held as the ultimate financial goal. Yet for many, the path toward that dream seems blocked by rising costs, stagnant wages, debt burdens, and a culture of consumption. Still, the idea persists. Not because of nostalgia, but because it offers something deeply human: hope for a better, freer life. This chapter reframes the dream not as a grand display of wealth, but as a vision of sufficiency and meaning, attainable even on modest means. It presents the idea that achieving financial independence does not require a six-figure salary or a life of extreme frugality. Rather, it requires conscious living, choosing what matters most and letting go of what doesn't. Living the dream on a shoestring means identifying what truly fulfills you, whether it's time with family, creative pursuits, or a peaceful life free from the stress of debt. It's about redefining success from the inside out. This mindset rejects the notion that fulfillment depends on bigger houses, newer cars, or climbing the corporate ladder. Instead, it finds satisfaction in balance, simplicity, and freedom. One powerful lesson from this perspective is that financial well-being often comes down to alignment. When your spending reflects your deepest values, money becomes a tool, not a trap. You learn to say no to the excesses of consumerism, not out of deprivation, but because you've found a more authentic way to live. Many people who adopt this path realize they can live well, sometimes even better, with less. They work fewer hours, experience less stress, and find joy in the things money can't buy. They shift from earning to survive to earning to thrive. And that shift makes all the difference. In truth, the dream isn't dead. It's just evolving. It's no longer about accumulation for its own sake. It's about freedom, purpose, and living life on your terms. Even on a shoestring budget, that dream is not only possible, it may be closer than you think. Chapter 7. For love or money, valuing life energy, work and income. What if every dollar you earned wasn't just money, but your life measured in hours? This chapter introduces a radical but deeply enlightening idea. Money is not simply currency, it's your life energy in disguise. Every job you take, every paycheck you receive, and every bill you pay represents precious moments of your existence, moments you can never reclaim. This shift in thinking urges a reevaluation of work and income, not in terms of titles or salaries, but in terms of time and meaning. Rather than asking, "How much am I making?" the better question becomes, "Is this worth the hours of my life I'm trading for it?" This perspective forces a deeper understanding of the cost of our choices. A high-paying but soul-draining job might seem appealing on paper, but when you account for stress, commute time, and emotional toll, its true cost can be staggering. Conversely, a modest income from meaningful work may prove far richer in satisfaction and peace of mind. Work, when stripped of prestige and pressure, is simply an exchange of energy. And valuing your energy, your life force, requires honesty about what your time is worth. The chapter encourages tracking every expense against the hours of labor it took to earn that money, revealing whether your spending reflects your values or merely habits shaped by societal expectations. This lens also redefines wealth. It's not just about increasing income but about increasing autonomy. If you can live on less, you free up more of your time. If you love what you do, it feels less like work and more like a contribution. And if you understand how much of your life is going into each dollar, you become far more intentional in how you earn and spend. Ultimately, it's about reclaiming control. Not everyone can quit their job tomorrow or live off the grid, but everyone can begin to see work and money through the lens of life energy. This awakening empowers you to negotiate better, prioritize well-being, and reject roles or routines that deplete rather than enrich your life. But here's the big question. Once you've identified how much life you trade for money, how do you use that awareness to break free? In the next chapter, you'll explore how to create a personalized financial plan that doesn't just track your money, but transforms your relationship with it. It's where clarity turns into action, and where freedom begins to take shape. Chapter 8, Catching Fire, the Crossover Point, and the Wall Chart. There comes a moment in every financial journey when something shifts, when the numbers begin to tell a different story. That moment is known as the crossover point, a powerful milestone where your investment income starts to cover your living expenses. At that point, work becomes optional. You're no longer trading your life energy for money. You've caught fire. This chapter presents a simple yet profound visual tool that helps make this transition real: the wall chart. It's not a gimmick or just another spreadsheet, it's a living, breathing picture of your financial freedom unfolding over time. Month after month, by plotting two lines, your total monthly expenses and your monthly investment income, you begin to witness the gap between them narrow. Eventually, those lines meet. And when they do, you've crossed over into a new reality. But this isn't just about passive income or retirement. It's about perspective. The wall chart forces you to look at your financial life not as a vague set of goals, but as a measurable process. It shows the direct relationship between frugality, savings, investment, and freedom. Every time you reduce expenses or increase savings, the chart reflects that progress. It becomes a silent coach, cheering you forward with every upward tick in your investment income. More than a financial tool, it's a psychological breakthrough. It helps replace anxiety with clarity. Instead of fearing bills or dreading work, you see the impact of every conscious decision. And that, in turn, reinforces better habits. It creates a feedback loop of empowerment. Catching fire isn't about extreme deprivation or obsessive budgeting. It's about aligning your money with your values, making intentional choices, and watching those choices materialize into time, options, and peace of mind. Many people go through life never seeing this point because they never track their progress. But with the wall chart, the abstract becomes visible, and the goal becomes attainable. It transforms your financial journey from a confusing maze into a clear path. And what happens once you cross that line? What does life look like when your investments sustain your lifestyle? The next chapter explores how redefining your relationship with money opens the door to new kinds of fulfillment, beyond numbers, beyond security, and into a life of true purpose. Chapter 9: Where to Go From Here, Toward a New Financial Integrity. Arriving at financial independence is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of a deeper, more intentional life. This chapter brings everything full circle by inviting a profound re-examination of what it means to live with financial integrity. Financial integrity isn't just about having enough money or tracking your spending. It's about aligning your money with your values in a consistent, honest, and fulfilling way. It's about ensuring that every dollar you earn, spend, or save reflects who you truly are and what you believe in. That alignment becomes the foundation of lasting peace, clarity, and freedom. The chapter encourages reflection on what matters most. Once you've crossed the threshold of enough, where your needs are met and your time is your own, you begin to ask deeper questions. What do I want to give my energy to now? How do I contribute meaningfully? What legacy do I want to leave behind? This is also where financial life moves from being primarily about self-preservation to something larger: service, creativity, connection, and purpose. Rather than being trapped by consumption, you are free to live with intention. Whether it's through volunteering, creating art, mentoring others, or simply living quietly and mindfully, you're no longer bound by financial survival. You are free to choose. Importantly, the chapter also offers practical encouragement. Keep tracking, keep reviewing, and keep asking the hard questions. The tools you've used to get to this point, like the wall chart, the spending awareness, and the life energy calculations, remain essential. They become part of a lifelong practice of clarity and purpose. More than anything, this closing message reminds us that money is not the enemy or the goal, it is a mirror. A mirror that reflects what we value, what we fear, and ultimately, how awake we are to the life we're living. Financial integrity is not a destination but a practice. And when done well, it leads not only to security, but to serenity. As the journey continues, you're no longer driven by fear or debt or obligation. You are guided by clarity, purpose, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your money serves you, not the other way around. Conclusion: a lifetime practice. Reaching financial independence is not a finish line, it's a new beginning. The journey you've taken through your money or your life is not about quick fixes or overnight success. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your purpose. The tools, insights, and reflections offered are meant to guide you toward a lifetime of awareness, intention, and fulfillment. Financial integrity is a practice, a daily decision to live aligned with your values. It's choosing consciousness over autopilot, meaning over materialism, and purpose over pressure. The transformation begins not just in your bank account, but in your mindset. Every choice becomes a chance to honor what matters most. There will be moments of doubt and detours, but don't be discouraged. The path may bend, but the destination remains the same, a life that is free, grounded, and true. Keep tracking. Keep questioning. Keep aligning. Let your money serve your life, not the other way around. In the end, the real wealth isn't just in dollars, it's in the freedom to live fully, love deeply, and give generously. That is the promise of financial independence. And that is the power of choosing a new way forward, one mindful step at a time. If this journey has inspired you to rethink your relationship with money, don't let it stop here. Take the next step, right now. Start tracking your spending. Reclaim your time. Align your finances with your deepest values. This isn't just about getting rich, it's about getting free. Subscribe to this channel for more powerful audio summaries that will transform your mindset and empower your financial future. Like, comment, and share this video with someone you care about, because true wealth grows when it's shared. And remember, your life is worth more than a paycheck. Your time is priceless. And your freedom is possible. So take control. Start today. Your journey to financial independence begins now.